Oh, hello there. Hey yo, everybody. We're just talking. Are we early? No, about the same. Sounds like sheet. Sheet? Okay, let's switch things up a bit. Mm-hmm. Just a minute. Just a minute. How about now? What do I sound like now? How yeah? Just a minute. That sounds fine. I fixed it. Smooth. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is... Wait. Yeah, I did that, but where's my camera now? God damn it. Ay. Okay. Hold on just a tick. There we go. Fine. I am moving, yes. And that's why I'm just in this big old room of boxes. I just noticed it says moving home. God damn, I'm a mess. Anti. Hey, thanks for the Discord link, Joey. Yeah, if you want for more Geno content, please check out the Discord right there. That's a good box I'm drinking out of. I do live in Japan, yes. Thank you for episode 18. How many episodes left for 2009, Christian? When will get the famous phone call with Casey's dad? The father call is coming up next, part 19. We're probably gonna exit 2009 in about 3 episodes or 4. Finally, yeah. I'm not sure if that does anything. I just select the moderators. They're from my Discord. Actually, they're mods on my Discord, and they've earned that. They've earned that status on my YouTubes as well. Hello, pal. You kiss ass. A little bit, yeah. Okay, I fixed the mic. My better mic is all packed away. You're moving this weekend. Where are you going? I'm going to Tokyo. It's too damn hot in here. Or maybe I'm just hot. Shave my armpit hair. No. I'm not gonna live in the mansion, no. My Christian revenue's not that good. Did you have a mustache a few weeks ago? Yeah, I do. I shave it once in a while. I just didn't shave at all this weekend. Damn, this guy gotta go get a message. God damn it, Mr. Baxter, how you doing? My week's kind of been emotional at times, you know, because it's the it was my last day of working. No, I mean my last week of working. So I've been saying a lot of goodbyes. Had a farewell party as well, and you know, moving on. It can kind of get you emotional. Moving to a new place, changing your environment completely. New work, which I haven't got yet. Tom Holland's gonna play Liquid Chris. I think you should. How many wins do I have? I don't play Fortnite, you know that. That's where I live in Japan. And the people are pretty good. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the people. That's what really drove me out of Ireland. If there's offense, there's nothing I can do about it because you can't freaking compete with Japanese. Dumbest human organ. How long have I been in Japan? Almost a year, actually. Weep shit? No weep shit. I'm from Ireland. Hello, Ireland. I know there's the crack is here as well, and Mr. Braxter is also from Ireland. There's a good bunch of Irish folks here. They're okay. Where's the background? My green screen is all packed up in a box somewhere. I'm moving to Tokyo. Oh, and Joey's also from Ireland. Ireland stinks. Especially Dublin. How does it communicate in Japan? Based on the way you sang Plastic Love, you seem damn near fluent. I sing fluent. I don't speak fluent, though. I'm not really good at the whole speaking thing. No, why am I so blue? Favorite troll throughout Saga Squishan? Oh my god, what the hell? Are the potatoes good in Ireland? I think they're okay. It's too hot. Well, good. It's about time it got hot. Excuse me for my notifications there. Favorite video game? I don't have a favorite video game. Potatoes are pretty good. Finally kicked your habit of breaking into the channel house a live stream from there. Yeah, it's about time it ended. God damn it. My favorite game is not Fortnite. God damn it. By the way, yeah. How was part 18? I'll be living in my own apartment with my goof. My favorite foods in Japan. I do like the old classic yakisoba. I like the weird pizzas. I like miso soup. I like pretty much everything except natto. Please don't spoil today's episode. Okay. I'm not gonna spoil it, but apparently part 18 is great, according to people. So, look forward to that. Favorite kind of sushi? Probably salmon. This is how I judge how good a sushi place is based on how well the salmon melts in your mouth. That's how I judge it, and I always save it for last. In the sushi set, I always save the tuna and then the salmon for last. You changed the editing. Nearest video was different, but I couldn't put my finger. No, it wasn't different. I guess it was just it was more fast-paced and video-oriented rather than the slow-paced voice call 17. Likewise, part 19 is going to be very, very wild in the first 20 minutes because there's so many there's so many videos, like short clips going on, and I really blast through that so quick and so fast. There's some great moments with like Chris and Liquid Chris rapping, and then after about 20 minutes we get to the father call, which is going to be about half an hour or more. I changed the title, so it should change for most people. How long will I be live streaming? I'm not sure. Are moving to a cardboard box fort? No, it's actually a pretty good one. Pretty good place. For a moment I thought the title referred to ending prematurely in the Quick Project. You're moving to Weeb Mecca. I'm not moving to Weeb Mecca, god damn it. Have to go to bed now, so keep up the good work. Please change the music to something else than YouTube royalty free piano. I can't change it to anything else. But good luck, not me. I'm sleeping without me timing you out. Have a good one. Quickville. That's not how to spell it. Houses are made of paper in Japan? Well, this one is. I'm glad I'm moving out. I'm almost finished packing. Lots of tidying up to do as well. City pop covers? None planned. There was one point that you coded the quickie directly where you referenced the damage to Chris's camera. Enjoy that. Ha, sorry feels it. Reword content. I'm pretty sure I did reword that. Really? How did I not reword that? I always reword stuff. Quickie October 2009. God damn. I don't have any game console. Grown up now. Learn self-control. Goodbye. Have fun, you Sonichu fans. Bye-bye. Someone was banging on your window. Is it Clyde? Hello, Windows install. Thank you so much. I'm too Chad for gaming. I'm more Chad than Boogie's Chad. I get to the part where Chris transforms into Christine. Would you change her? I will change the introduction. What made her this way? Oh my god, my voice is not the best. Okay, what date was the Brutal Legends? Okay, I'm gonna try and find that quote. Asperchu? I love Asperchu. It was a great saga. If you lived in Japan with in the Grudge House, it goes on Chandler household. I'd risk it with Chris, honestly. Chris moved on. Apparently people liked part 18. So that's a good one. It sounds crappy as hell and the video's I didn't quote directly. The Quickie says, due to the heavy abuse Chris's camera endured during the past month, or during the last month, the sound is crappy as hell and the video is skipping quite a lot. I changed it up a bit. I don't directly quote. I am Japan. I'm always in Japan. I'm not plagiarizing. By the way, everything on the Quickie is public domain, so I could quote directly if I wanted to, but I didn't want to do that. What happened to the PSI? Well, he hit a lot. What episode would the Unclit be? I have no idea. I've only up to 28 planned. I thought I was in the middle of 29, but apparently I was not. I just reviewed all the scripts up to now, and I'm actually just on the first page of 28, so I'm actually a bit more behind than I thought. It was great. Thank you. Oh, by the way, that's my mic. Death knells of my mic. Birthday present. Oh, nice. Hot bath. Yeah, I'm kind of desensitized to Chris's antics, so I can say stuff with a straight face pretty easily now. They don't affect me. Either in a funny way or in a disturbing way. Where's the music? It's Kevin MacLeod stuff, but it was used in Kerbal Space Program. It's Frost Waltz. Oh my god, Akihabara, that's a crazy place. I've been there for a few times, but not for too long. Doesn't Jacob moving in with him? God damn, that's a saga. Any of you guys heard that Jacob Sockness is planning to do a months-long trip to Chris's house, maybe next year? I'm just gonna turn it down a bit. Jacob Sockness is probably Chris's biggest fan, and he's probably more delusional than Chris is. He is, I'd say, on the spectrum, and he's in government housing or something like that. He's openly gay, and I think he has like a sugar daddy situation going on. There were some pictures where he posted, I think, with just with him naked with his very elderly lover, but I think his face was blurred out or censored, and some people drew the conclusion that it was Bob, and they created the conspiracy theory that Bob faked his own death so he could sleep with Jacob's hug. No, it's my mic. And yeah, Sockness has button. I all my coffee is packed away, so I can't drink coffee. So that's why I'm such a loon today. Finish my tea. Sockness has button a few of Chris's things, including Barbara's old blanket, Chris's spray painted Sonichu shoes, and yeah, he's worn them and masturbated on Barb's blanket. There's pictures of it, of his penis and his gigantic gut, and he's very happy when he's doing that. I am an English teacher, yeah. You saw Dylan's video on Sockness? Is Chris okay with gay men now? I don't think so. There came a point in his life where... Oh, thank you. There came a point in his life during the Idea Guy saga when he was very much bisexual, and he did the whole too many games thing when he was embracing men and kissing them on the cheek and stuff like that. But after that, he kind of stopped because the Idea Guy influence stopped. So I think he just reverted back to being a lesbian. But it's an interesting situation because many times it does feel like he was repressing his homosexual urges, by staring at that Sailor Moon painting to keep himself straight. And my mic is dying. Stop it. I got my Irish citizenship by being the son of my dad who got Irish citizenship. And I'm an ALT now, and I'm going to a job that I haven't decided on yet, so I'm still applying for jobs. I'm probably gonna start in September. There's 2 Idea Guys. At least 2. I think there's actually 4. I think there was 2 kids in Canada, but they didn't do much. Idea Guys were influencers of Chris through private messages and Discord or something, and they were role-playing as Chris's characters like Sonichu and Roshu. They were communicating with him that way, and Chris really believed them that they were Sonichu, and through some elaborate photoshops, they convinced Chris of many things, including a Nazi invasion of Quickville. There was a giant laser pointed at Quickville on the moon, and if you didn't pay them like $6,000, then they would blow up Quickville and stuff like that. And it really, I think it's unclear, but it seems like the whole dimensional merge stuff really kicked off with the Idea Guys, and it really deteriorated his mental well-being, and he's never really recovered from that. They did get 6K in a way, yeah. And yeah, and then the big the big 3 at the time of the quickie, Null, Marvin, and the Captain, they found out about this, and then they tried to rescue Chris from that, and then they were kind of like the watchdogs of Chris for a while, and Null really tried to to get Chris to report it to the FBI because this whole embezzlement, this whole, I mean, it's not embezzlement, it's extortion. This whole extortion thing happened across state lines, so it was a federal case. So I think he filed this case to the FBI, but of course they didn't do anything, and the AJ guys got away scot-free, and that was the end of that one. It was a very sad end to the saga, and they kept trying to convince Chris to stop believing in the whole Dimension Merge thing and seeing Sonic 2 characters in real life, but he never listened to that because he didn't want to listen to that. So they just kind of stopped helping him and gave up. And now Chris is Chris. A child? I mean, they were teens, I think. I think the Kiwi Farms are concerned already. Yeah, they've seen that post and they're quite concerned because Jacob Sockness is like performing his own neo-pagan rituals where he's like making totem poles and he's making sacrifices, and he says like he needs Chris's semen to complete his ritual. So that's kind of concerning. Nothing anyone can really do about Sockness visiting Quake. I mean, this was 2017, 2018. And many people are saying that he's gonna kill Chris because Chris will take one look at him and be like, "No, you're slow in the mind. Get out." Wait, I missed a message. I missed a message. Where are you moving to, and what are you moving from? I'm in Japan, and I'm moving to Japan. I'm in the north of Japan, in Hokkaido. Excuse me, in a very small, isolated town, and I'm moving to Tokyo. Oh no, he's definitely real. I mean, like totem poles and I don't know. Sockness also is the mod of his own subreddit, where it's just him talking to himself with his different sock accounts. He bought Chris's shoes and smelled them, and he said they smelled like bubblegum. Yes, and also he I think he also like rubbed himself on his blanket and posted like YouTube videos of it, and then YouTube shut him down. He does have a sugar daddy, who some people think it's Bob. Bob faked his own death to be with Sockness. Kidasuna, that's the subreddit, yeah. Consciousness is the most powerful thing in all creation. Sockness and Chris are what happens when consciousness goes wrong. Any part of Tokyo you fancy staying in? No, I'm just gonna stay in my little place with my goof, and that's all I'm interested in. I'm just gonna sit in my room and make videos and look for real jobs. The FE stalker also has a Facebook group that's just him talking to himself so that he damages his mind on purpose. Eh? What if Bob isn't dead and just buried under mounds of Chris's stuff? I'm more inclined to believe that Bob is sleeping with Sockness. Excuse me. Plans for a Chris Chan inspired concept album? No, I won't do that. When Bob dies, will you take in Chris? No, Sockness will take in Chris. I was in Tokyo yesterday and I got a pin that says hentai, not related to Chris Chan, but I just wanted to mention it. Nice. What do you mean get a job? Doesn't being a YouTuber mean you're a millionaire? It don't. No, I'm just moving to Tokyo. Moving to Tokyo, onto bigger and better things. What about in Holland are you from? Well, I'm from Lithuania, but I lived in Dublin for 13 years. Do you think Chris Chan is shaved? I have it on good authority, and I've seen evidence that yes, he is shaved, or at least was shaved, back in 2008 or 9. Love Shack. They have a few numbers I can't remember. It has special. Oh, Love Shack. Oh, yeah, that's it. Love Shack. Moved to Ruckersville. He just never grew pubes. I don't have evidence that he ever had pubes, so you have to consider that. Hello, Monica. Don't forget the unclet pics. I'll never forget the unclet pics. Is Tokyo rent cheaper than Dublin? Yes, it is. It is for some reason. I'm gonna raid Area 41. Yes, I'm gonna raid Area 41. Will you talk about Case and Liquid Call the Bourbon Bourbon? I'm gonna that's gonna be part 19. I can feel a cosmos. Area 52. Funniest Christian video. God damn, there's so many. I mean, the whole "This Is My House" thing is pretty good. There's lots of good ones. Lots of nice moments of funniness. Like my singing. Oh, thank you. I have seen that running video. You got the touch. You got the power. Yeah. SCP-1982. Is that a thing already? What's that has been meaning? Thank you, Gina. Hey! Nice. Do you like the new Tilted Towers? The what? As I stand here on my native Czech heritage, put down your wares. That was the craziest video, wasn't it? I mean, there's a lot of crazy videos. But that was one of my highlights from part 18. What do you think about Chris and his search for replacement mommy? I mean, that's kind of what he was doing, like all this time, wasn't he? Just like a mother that he could impregnate, pretty much. That was his goal. I did not die of Ligma. Heyo. Is he looking for a new mom? No, he's pretty content with his wives at the moment. But I mean, historically, his love quest was about finding a hot mom. You probably think Chris talking maybe over 100. I'm thinking about 50 something. It's too late now, yeah, to turn his life around. Any more song covers? I will be, yeah. His wives, like Magichan and Chrysler Roastu and Mewtwo. Thoughts on ABBA? They're great. He's going, I think, cosplaying in BronyCon, right? That's next week, right? I think so. Oh, this is an MXL V67. My regular Shure SM7B is packed away in a box somewhere, so I'm using this instead. Also, my doors fell down. There was a lot of cardboard in my closet here, and as I was opening the sliding doors, they just popped out. Megan is doing stuff on Etsy now, and she's, making stuff, cute stuff. Okay. How does it feel to have a little community to call your own? It's interesting. It's definitely kind of bizarre sometimes. She makes felt animals, yeah. Workman, just stopping by to say hi. It's okay to ask, do you have any new albums in the works? I do have a new album in the works, and it's almost complete. Almost kind of. It's going to be out in September, hopefully. And link is in the description for my music channel and documentary channel, Gino Samuel 3, for more documentaries that are not about quick. Barbara she's 77, I think. Oh, what will happen to Mewtwo when Chris dies? I mean, at the start of 2019, Chris said that he has space available for one more real-life wife outside of his cartoons. So, I'm saying he's not satisfied with his cartoon sex. This lies dead. It's not necessary. Hanna-Barbera Productions? No. I'd never even thought that was a thing, really. That was a topic. Stephanie Bust Cakes. That was a good time. My door fell down again. Barbara outlived Chris. I'm not sure about that. There's like 2. Okay, maybe. Okay, up to 10. And who knows how many are fans just because they just discovered Chris and think that, oh, he's a troubled autistic person and he's been tormented so much, I'm going to be friendly with him. It's good to have. It's not good of. It's good to have. You just finished part 18. Great work, man. Thanks. Chris is 37. I changed the title already. It's for some people it didn't load yet. I'm hiding from the mob. Got your mic and headset. Nice. What mic and headset? I won't cover Onision now. I don't know about the soda situation. Apparently there's a lot of Chris's life that people don't know about. And I kind of believe that, of course. Like, for example, Marvin said that like 90% of the reasons why Chris made videos back in the day have never been revealed, because I've already mentioned this before in a podcast, a German podcast about the Drakenlord. Is that Chris, more often than not, was coaxed to make videos. He was encouraged and prompted to make videos rather than making them by himself. So like most of the ideas were fed to him by trolls, role playing as whatever, online friends and stuff like that. Of course, I had known of DSP. I'm surviving. I'm not doing well, but I'm surviving without coffee. So it's the trolls all the way down. A lot of the way down. But of course, even before the trolls appeared, of course, he made the 25th birthday video where he said that you should play with My Little Pony to get to know the female form, and girls should play with Transformers. The whole Stackhouse situation where he made like 120 emails so he could vote for himself over and over again. That whole video, the whole birthday boy, Prepper the Rapper video, his reaction to losing, his emails to Megan, those were all Chris without trolls, before trolls knew that he was a thing. Is Japan as expensive as people say it is? It depends on what kind of things. Rent. Our current rent now in our new place in Tokyo, it could be better. We could have found a better place, but we were just too excited. We thought this was great, so then we didn't have much time to look for anything else. We just had a week in Tokyo, so we settled on this one. We signed a 2-year contract, so we're kind of stuck here for a little bit. But we're going to find a better place after that, maybe. Because cheaper is possible. Fruit, especially, is very expensive. Stuff like rice is really cheap. Noodles are cheap. It's kind of similar to Dublin, except the rent is cheaper. But yeah, and the fruits are more expensive. I mean, significantly more expensive. I mean, like a single apple is $1. Excuse me. Releasing Lenny? Wait, releasing what on Spotify? A podcast on Spotify. I just don't do enough things to warrant a podcast to even exist. What are you gaining from creating new episodes of Chris Chan Saga, other than Patreon donations? Not much else. Are the fruits at least better? They're about the same. But but you also get some more exotic stuff and imports from China, like lychee and dragon fruits and passion fruits and some really wacky mangoes. Like a mango could cost about $20. Podcast version of Chris's Chen videos. Not just too much effort for me. Honestly, I have to be aware that I'm limited in my capabilities and limited in my time. I'm also doing so many things, including hopefully very soon I'm going to start a new job. Maybe part-time, but I'm not sure. Also music is a big focus on my life. To listen to videos while doing chores or playing video games. Yeah, I mean that's what I do a lot with videos too. And I don't think the Blue Spike account on Keyboard Farms is real. I think it's just playing along. No, it was Blue Spike who did cybersex. What's crime like in Japan? Would you worry about walking around Tokyo at night compared to Dublin? I have no troubles walking around Tokyo in the middle of the night. I did that a while back. I was taking pictures back when I was an exchange student in Tokyo. First time I lived in Tokyo, and I did that one night, like around 11 or 12. Just walking around my neighborhood, completely alone, taking pictures of night views. It was nice. Boogie is very interesting. Fascinating. I haven't seen his video of My Way yet. I'm gonna watch it now. We're gonna watch it now. Easy Door. Easy Door. He's just a big fat guy. He's a lot more than that. Especially these days. He's just a giant screw up. Narcissist, manipulator, all kinds of colorful words like that. Disingenuous. Now that was my stomach. Yes, the one and only Boogie 1488. What is happening? What the hell is this? Let's cover Wings? No. What's a lol cow? Explain to me like I'm 5. A lol cow is like Chris and like DSP and like Boogie. They're people who make stupid decisions, who do stupid things, and that people egg on and troll to milk more content and more amusement out of them. Well, lots of people think that Chris is like the original lol cow. You spend most of the week working, making music, doing Christian videos. That's pretty much my week, yeah? He did get into a lot of shit doing the whole Tesla thing. Thanks for the work, buddy. Thanks, Charles. Original lol cow. Yeah. Hot high school girls everywhere in Japan. I haven't looked. I don't know. After Boogie got divorced, he started dating a literal cam whore and got furious when... I mean, that was... He dated... dated. I mean, he hired cam girls to, be with him. Do some hand and mouth stuff, maybe. I don't know. Oh, Wings of Redemption. I thought you meant the Paul McCartney band. and you phrase it as in, are you gonna cover Wings? As in, are you gonna do a cover song of Wings? God damn. Can you hear the helicopter? Oh no, Francis sings My Way. My way off the highway. Let's switch things up a bit. Bruh. Of course I know DSP. Is Boogie a bad dude? Boogie a bad dude, yeah. I'd say so. Let me change to my second monitor. Okay, we're set up. And now let me change to... Oh, this is gonna look ugly as hell, I'm pretty sure. Let's see what this looks like, because I haven't set up my green screen for you. Oh no. Oh no. Let's fix this, shall we? Why? I'm too dark. The lighting is ass. Anyway, we'll live with it. Okay. Okie dokie. Let's see what this is like.
Writing's not that easy, but
It's not.
Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically correct.
I'm sure it is. £350, right? I don't believe that.
Now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I traveled each and every highway. than this. I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do, and I show it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, but more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and I spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing, and now, as tears subside, I find it all just so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way. Oh no, not me. I did it my way. For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words
Nice.
of one who
Of course, he's not gonna do damn things about.
I took the blows and did it my Yes, it was my way.
Was that good for you too? Someone actually produced this shit. This is the very last Francis video ever, chronologically, that is. There will be more Francis videos here on YouTube and also on Storyfire, but this would be Francis' swan song for when he's finally done. If anything ever happens to me, come back and listen to this over and over. Smiley face. This is the last video chronologically. This is weird. For those who are afraid Francis is gone, he isn't. He will be back here and on Storyfire, I promise. But I wanted to make this his swan song for when the time finally comes and he does retire. Let me smell your breath. Let me smell your breath. Well, the Simpsons after. I like this. Love ya. There we go. Okay, we should be back now. Oh yeah, Francis is the main character that launched Boogie into stardom. Should I do a Boogie series after Chris? I'm just gonna call it Sam and Tolkien, a comprehensive history, and it's nothing to do with Sam and Tolkien, just Boogie. Hey, I'm back. Hello, Morgan Freeman. How you doing? Does it have any effect on my mental well-being? Well, it used to. That was a big reason for my hiatus back in the day, about a year ago. But I'm feeling much better now. Probably discovered Chris on 4chan like everyone else, maybe. Ever heard of Sam Tolkien? Me neither, until I saw this subreddit. It's basically they just focus on boogie shit at the moment. It's really interesting. Thank you. I'll survive fine. Also, it's apparently called the Dimension Merge, according to Chris. So we've all been saying it wrong. Sam and Tolkien were a streaming couple, like a speedrunning couple of streamers. There was some drama involved with that, and someone had an affair, and basically the whole Sam and Tolkien subreddit was originally made to cover the drama surrounding them, but then after they got boring, they instead started to focus on other streamer drama, and then eventually settled on being the main subreddit for calling Boogie out on his bullshit. Have Chris ever talked to you, threatened you after you started the documentary? Yeah. Yes and yes. But it wasn't because of the documentary content. It was because of the one time I did a live stream with Chris's dirty bathroom as my background image, and then I also inadvertently called one of his friends less attractive than him, so he got very offended by that. Wait, what is this? Okay. Stop that imposter. He deserves nothing. Die, you. That's a good one too. Yeah, he does have friends, believe it or not. Chris said that it's very insulting and distasteful, and stuff like that. And I said sorry, and I removed that stream. Kim Stengel? I don't know that. What time is it where you're at, if you don't mind me asking? It's 10:27 in the morning. Sam Hyde. Oh my God. Wait. No, Chris's Twitter is not private anymore. Not bad. Chris follows me and I follow him on Twitter. God damn. You should sleep, people. Looking in the present? Not much. No. The beginning going to be the subject of a multiple feature figures. I'm not planning on it. I'm not planning on making a Boogie series. Ugh. I'm useless without my coffee. My parts ways the father call. It's coming up next. In 2 weeks. Where the fuck are all your friends? It's only 8 for me. Huh? Is that a good thing or bad thing? I can't tell. It's what he kinda was private but then made it public to showcase his addiction. Or maybe he just wanted his brony idol to see it. When did the Japs go back to school? August 19th, I think. And that's the start of the second semester. Desert Storm. I'm going to continue making lots more other music and documentary series. Going to start making them a bit more quickly once I settle in Tokyo. Link to my documentary channel, Geno Samuel 3, is in the description below for all stuff that is not quick. Iconic camera angle. It is. Is it? Is it aesthetic? I'm moving. That's why all the boxes. I'm not saying any stories. You don't tell me no story, I'm not telling you no story. This mic is an MXL V67G. Can you see my tummy rolls? Next album cover? No, not yet. No, not this one. I have other plans for an album cover, but I have to do them once I get my guitar back in Tokyo. It's gonna be really artsy fartsy. Just you wait. Music documentaries? One about Laika, the Soviet space dog. William McGonagall, the so-called worst poet ever. And I have a shopping list of about 30 topics that I want to cover. I don't read books. Books are for nerds. My birds are very interested in the stream. They're staring intently in silence. It's nice to have them be quiet for a bit. Maybe it's the music. Well, he wanted to get Sancho published. That's pretty ambitious. Well, I wasn't in Ireland. I just put up a picture of Ireland as my background image. But I lived in Dublin for 13 years, so I guess I'm kind of from Ireland. What guitar do I have? I have an acoustic Falcon Morales. I have a Buskers Les Paul. And back in Dublin, I have a Squier Stratocaster, and I have 3 basses in total as well. A Summer. It's called a Metal Driver by Summer. It's a very cheap model. I have it here. Then back home I have a Jack and Denny, and I have a Warwick rock bass. And I have a Korg TR workstation keyboard. And I do know of the Collier Brothers, yeah. No, it wasn't difficult to edit. Crafters guitars in Japan since they're made in South Korea. I didn't see too many crafters, but what I did see a lot in guitar shops is Žemaitis guitars. And for those who might not know, Žemaitis is a Lithuanian name, and so it is. Žemaitis was originally a Lithuanian guitar maker, and he set up his main base of operations in Tokyo for some reason. So Žemaitis guitars, founded by a Lithuanian, are made in Tokyo, made in Japan, and they're custom made. They're like they have metal bodies. They have metal bodies that are custom engraved. Every single one of them are engraved by hand, so they're all very unique, and there's like only 12 produced every year, so they're very expensive. I was Strat and Telecaster, but I was wanting one with humbuckers. I mean, the faux Paul that I have is pretty good. It's got a really wide range of sounds. Like, it can sound big and mellowy, and it can sound more bitey and sharp, almost like a Stratocaster. So, you pretty much can do everything with the Les Paul. And I do play bass. Did you know Chris tried to lure a girl to his house? That was Catherine, right? The failed Catherine saga. Home. Blissbike or Idea Guy? Idea Guy, of course. Jazzmaster is extremely versatile as well. What do you think of Dexy's Midnight Runners? I've heard 2 songs, including Gino. Is it possible to play bass and sing at the same time? It depends on the bass line. But yes, even if it's a difficult bass line, you can sing as well. Just watch Mark King sing and play bass. God damn, that's impressive stuff. How does it normally take you to make a Chris documentary? Now, you're planning on covering all the timelines to now. Yes, I am planning on covering everything. And it takes... depending, but it usually takes over a week. Less than 2 weeks, but... at least a week. I'm not leaving Japan, I'm just leaving this place in Hokkaido. I'm moving to Tokyo. Christian the sitcom? I think so, yeah. With That Is My House, just with laugh track. What made you want to move to Japan in the first place? Because I like the culture, I like the people, and I like the kaiju, yes. Will you keep updating the documentary even after you cut up the current events? Of course, yeah. You just have to wait until there's enough content to make a single episode. That's fucked up. What is? I got confused. Imagine Christian as a kaiju. Oh. I'm 25. I don't like anime. If your music were to take off, would you like to tour? Of course I would, yeah. I don't know the sad panda thing. Are people really reason to move to Japan? For me it is. Coming from Lithuania and then Ireland, the people are a big thing to how your life is affected. What were you like, or last back in Ireland? Back when I moved out, just about a year ago. I'm moving on to a new job, probably. I was born in Lithuania. So that's another my goof and love your series and watch it as soon as this new episode. Unless we are eating, which is gross. And I know there's a couple on Instagram that regularly post updates about how they watch my videos, and they always have like a teriyaki chicken dinner when they're doing it. It's really sweet. It's humbling. No, 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 no. You have not lived in Hokkaido in the summer. It's being overrun by spiders now. Really big, fat ones, and it's not a fun time. Also, me living in a very small town, on the ground floor in a paper house. There's lots of gaps, and some of my most horrifying experiences were with these mysterious giant bugs entering my house, and I had a full blown panic attack. It's not fun. No, no. I know it's very hot and humid in Tokyo now, but it's at least the bugs are dying, and it's very hard for bugs to live in the concrete jungle. Oh, of course I laugh at them when I look at that. When I look at the episodes. Is your new place made of plastic? No, it's made of concrete and wood. Apparently it's very sturdy. And it's kind of new. It's about 12 years old. It's a 12-year-old apartment building with like 6 apartments and 6 floors. So that means we have the entire floor all to ourselves. Favorite episodes you've uploaded so far? I liked 12 and 13. 11, 12, and 13. That's one of my favorites. And 18 and 19 I think are going to be really good. No, they don't scream at me. Don't call me Gaijin. Never happened. Compared to Ni? I mean, these traditional type houses, of course, have the paper walls, but of course you can get into a more more modern construction, more Western constructed apartment building or modern looking house. It'll be fine. It's not like paper. It sounds like a huge apartment. It's pretty big. It's about 60 square meters, so you can convert that into imperial from that. I don't know what that is. It's a sad love story. I think it's tragically romantic. It's one of my favorite adjectives. Tragically romantic. Thank you, Morningstar. We read Chris music. No. It's about one soup plantation on site. No. Sockness is legit, I'd say. Again, like with Chris, there's too much information on him for him to be a troll and just plain pretend. He's been playing pretend for too much for too long. So I'm saying he's real. He's just very deranged. He has gotten laid. I don't play video games, no. Mia Hamm. It was a hooker, yes. Her name was Mia Hamm. Stockton's will where Chris was seen goodbye horses. Do you think it's more likely to get noisy neighbors in Europe or in Japan? Europe, of course. Ah! Japan is really picky with their tenants, and it's actually very difficult to get a place that would allow foreigners in because they're very, I guess, distrustful. Because, the Japanese way of life, everyone in Japan, the Japanese people in Japan know how the Japanese are like. So they trust themselves more than they trust the unpredictable foreigners that might, invite lots of people to their houses and have wild parties. And the Japanese very much respect each other. And is their core tenet in life is that they try to be as little trouble to other people as possible. Rent in Tokyo for a modest apartment. It depends on where you are, how close to a train station you are. how big it is, how many bedrooms. I mean, the place that we got is pretty big, kind of expensive. I mean, it's kind of, I guess, typical for what I'd expect for that side of our apartment, but we could have found something better, something smaller and even a lot cheaper. There was a place that we were looking at when we were house hunting that was pretty close to my girlfriend's current place of work, and it was like 3-bedroom apartment for less than $1,000 a month. And I was like, okay, ask the realtor what's wrong with this place. You know, if it's that big and that cheap, there has to be something wrong with it. And lo and behold, yes, there wasn't anything exactly wrong with the apartment itself, but just that it looked across a cemetery. There was a cemetery across the street, so that's why it was so cheap. How much yen a month? The current place is 140,000 yen a month. Am I able to grow a beard? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm able to grow a beard. She's leaving in part 20. Good thing there won't be an event with thousands of foreigners from all over the world flood the country in less than a year. What could possibly go wrong? God damn. Yokai! God damn, I love the yokai. I was actually planning on making a little yokai series a while back. Like these little snippets, devoting a single episode to a single yokai and talking about the history and telling some stories. No, 140,000 yen per month. Excuse me, how rude of me. You ever drink with salary man? Never had that opportunity. I've drank with coworkers and other friends. Yokai versus Olympic foreigners. It's like $1,300. Yeah, about that. I'd like to ask what Japanese people really think about black people, but I'm not going to. I mean, they're kind of fascinating to a lot of people because, like, wow, they're so different. And the only indirect racism experience that I've had was with a French friend of African origin. I wasn't there, but he was going out with his friends and with our friends. I wasn't there; they didn't invite me. But yeah, there was an old woman who chewed him out and yelled at him going back to his country or whatever. And that was the only time that I've ever had anyone that I know experience racism. Yes, Jacob Sockness wants to live with Chris, apparently. The Asperger saga was fascinating. I love that. There was this guy named Alec Benson Leary who came just around right around where Liquid Chris exited. He entered, and he was portraying the role of a person on the Asperger's, person with Asperger's, who decided to make a parody tribute to Sonichu called Asperchu, in which the titular character, Asperchu, looks like a cross between Chris and Sonichu, and he has Asperger's, and he hangs out with his male friends called Joy Boys, and lots of things in his story opposite mirror Chris's life, like for example, his talisman of good fortune is like a pickle or something. So of course Chris got very angry with that, and they had lots of great phone calls, as good as the Casey call, as the Casey's father call, where basically Alec Benson Leary kind of did the same sort of things that Casey's father did, where he basically pointed out Chris's flaws to his face and pointed out his hypocrisy, and saying stuff like, well, you always defend Sonichu's right to exist as a parody, and why do you insult me? Why do you insult Asperchu as a parody of Sonichu when you use that as a defense for Sonichu? You know, that sort of thing. Lots of great stuff. A lot of people think that Sockness will kill Chris. Nah, Chris has never appeared to me in my dreams. I'm using Boogie's defense. I'm saying that I'm disassociating. Yes, it was during the Alec calls that it was revealed that Chris believed that he didn't want to hurt his characters because they would feel pain, and he pointed to the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit as evidence that these characters do exist in an alternate universe, and anything that I do negatively affects them. So I think that's why conflict is so absent in the Sonichu stories. Except, of course, the villains like Marilee Walsh, because the characters are so happy and they get over bad things so quickly, is because he doesn't want them to suffer in the real cartoon world of his mind, because he doesn't want them to suffer. So that's why he doesn't have much conflict or much interesting things happening. It's always just happy-go-lucky times with Sonichu. How does it feel to be such a Christian expert? I had this vision back when I was first concocting this idea of Christian Comprehensive History series, that I was going to be interviewed by a TV personality or whatever about Chris or something, and then in those classic shots of me talking to the interviewer, as the camera is looking at me like that, and then you have my name and title at the bottom of the screen, Gino Samuel, world's foremost Christorian. And that's basically what launched my quick quest. I would always like to, yes, I would always like to keep some distance. Chris is talking about dimensional merges a lot, and he's also he's continuing with the Sonichu comics. He's updating Sonichu 14 and 15, and 15 is basically Roshu's story, which is a fan comic made by Trixie, and she apparently did a fine job. She added a lot of personality and character and good humor into the story, and what Chris is doing is like, okay, what if I just trace over this, or at least use it as like the main influence of my comic. I'll just crank it out a lot faster when I don't have to think about how the characters look in any given position. So basically he's just redrawing Roshu's story by Trixie as Sonichu 15 and adding his own speech bubbles and stuff like that, his own dialogue. He's basically replaced lots of the whimsy and wit of Roshu's story with his own dimensional merge stuff instead. And I think he thinks that this will please the patrons on his Patreon, and that will get him more funds in preparation for BronyCon. I think that's the reasoning. I am still continuing the series. Part 19 is coming up in 2 weeks. Are you still working on my music? Of course I am. I'll almost finished my next album. Coming out in September, I think. Chris could make a lot of money if he wasn't so lazy. He definitely did make a lot of money back when he was making the Sonichu medallions for Order. He was making lots of bank, but it was just too much effort for him. I don't play games. Parquet video, probably around 22, maybe 23. No, not the end. I think Barbara will die when he's at BronyCon. God damn. Scary thought. It feels like it's very hard for people to commit, people like Chris, to an asylum or a group home like that, because despite what many of us might think, Chris is still a functioning adult, and he can't be forced to go to an asylum if he doesn't want to. Will he eat Barbara's corpse? No, you won't. He doesn't do that. He eats healthy. Like grilled chicken sandwiches from McDonald's. Yes, Chris has acknowledged the series, apparently. According to Null. Crystal Weston Chandler. McDuckernuggets. Yeah, that's Boogie's partner in crime. At least they're grilled. He'll have no money to pay for the internet. He'll have no money to pay for much of anything, including all the debt that they owe. So that's gonna be scary. Has Null met Chris? Did he keep in good contact? I mean, Null has contacted Chris lots. He was his business manager for a long time before Null gave up on Chris. Beef or chicken? I'm vegan. I'm vegan now. Looks so different in that setting. Must be the crappy shirt. Oh, the audio wave thing at the bottom is actually made in Adobe After Effects. He gave up on him because Chris refused to accept Null's help, and he refused to admit that the dimension merge is all bullshit. At least I try to be vegan. That was very difficult in Japan. Vegan chicken? I make lots of tofu meat, and it's great, I must say. My goof likes it too. I should take this B12 supplements. I do. Do you miss meat, fish? No, I eat meat and fish all the time. I'm vegan. I'm a house vegan, meaning that there's no meat, no dairy in my house, though I have little control over what I eat outside, especially during school time, because I have to eat the given school lunches every day, and those most often do not have meat and fish. Corn and vegan food is great, but I miss the fish. I don't miss the fish that much. You're just pouring on a diet. I'm saving money and I'm on a diet. It's a bit different. For a stream called Coffee, Tea, and Meat, there's some water though, and I don't have coffee. It's all packed away. Do you like teaching? I do like teaching. Yeah. What's your favorite part about it? I don't know. I have lots of fun interacting with the students and making them laugh and smile. It's always fun. It's also rewarding when I make activities and everyone really goes along with it really well. Am I the cool teacher? I try to be. Will be in Tokyo the next time you stream? I will be, yeah. Grilled barb sandwich. Oh no. What age do you teach? From 4 to 15. I've not been to Enoshima yet. Grilled lettuce. I started teaching myself through some online resources and reading books and watching videos, and then I studied Japanese in university for 4 years. My students know about my music channel, and some have even sang along with Plastic Love and stuff like that. Excuse me. I like them cold and square. Excuse me. How long do you think they'll get out of the 2009 jungle? Another 3 episodes, I think. 3 or 4. Did Chris jerk off on his birthday and spill on his jeans when 4 girls came to his birthday party? I don't think so. I said that some people claim that it's dried semen, but it's unlikely. I think that's what I said. He's not a troll. He's too legit to be a troll. Any interesting quick in Japan? No. I'm not going to teach him through Christian. Jesus Christ. Tea and toast. Hey, thank you, Crack. Enjoy your tea and toast. Sockness is legitimately insane. It's kind of terrifying because, you know, the lengths he might go to fulfill his pagan rituals. Officially documented, the most documented person in history. Possible, but not likely. There's so many things that factor into making him the most documented person in history. Just, you know, because most of his information was like hacked or leaked or contributed to him. He's made so many videos, so of course that helps to, you know, get a better sense of what he was doing day to day. But if any one person's social media accounts were hacked and then organized into a single Wikipedia-style website, there might be millions of people who might be just as well documented as Chris. I'm not a modern-day David Attenborough. I think David Attenborough is the modern-day David Attenborough, until he dies at least. Any stories about any of your students? Like bad stories? Good stories? I mean, there was a fun time when it was the last day of the last semester in March, when the staff room were having a meeting, but I was busy helping a student with like practice for an English speaking exam, and then by the time the meeting started, I couldn't get it back in because in Japanese culture, once the meeting starts, you can't enter until it leaves because that's rude. So I was just stuck there outside of the office, and some of the third years, the junior high school third years, they were making like a scrapbook, like as a year review thing, and I would just hang out with them for like an hour. That was one of my most fun experiences, actually. I exchanged some good jokes, exchanged some stories, made myself out like a fool. They laughed. It's a fun time. Bob died from heart troubles, I think. Cristianos don't go together. They don't. Chris was considering selling bathwater when he was prompted by Silent official merchandise, but I don't think he's gone through with that. Chris and Patty, a love story. Thank God. What a wholesome story. Japanese feels. Any students that sent out to you? Yeah, there's some that are that engage with me more, that try more with English. I mean, there's one student now in third year that's like the bad guy. You know, he's the miscreant. He's the rebel. He doesn't want to study. Like, there's only one such person, as far as I know, out of all my students. There's like about over 200. Just one person like that. I think that says a lot about Japanese society. Any Asian songs what I would recommend? I recommend pretty much all of Off Course back catalog. Off Course, the Japanese band. Elvis Costello? Didn't listen too much about him. Of him. Yeah, Miscreant. No, they're not private schools. They're public schools. I taught at the nursery school, the elementary school, and junior high school of this town. So like every child that lives in this town goes to these schools. Do you have stinky poots? No? I don't know much about high schools. I never taught in a high school yet, at least. Movie head? I used to be. I just don't consume all that much anymore. I just create. To have 195 IQ? No, I'm not James Woods. Did the kids ask you how to curse? The kids do. I mean, it depends on the kids, but they do. Like, there's one kid. Basically, it's gotten to a point that any conversation that we have eventually devolves to him just saying penis over and over again. I don't get recognized on the street, no. Age group favorite to work with? I mean, the older the better, I'd say. Though the nursery school kids were very, very difficult to get into because I was so terrified of them, because I had to teach through Japanese and I didn't know what I was doing. So of course I got a lot of getting used to, but after a while I got into the swing of things. It was a lot of fun. Elementary school I'm not too fond of. Junior high school is when they start developing their own personalities, during their formative teenage years. So that's when I most enjoy it. With how polarized languages are, how quickly do your students of all languages pick up English? The quicker the better, actually. Japan has gotten a new initiative recently where they're really cracking down on teaching English as much as possible from as early an age as possible. So even nursery schools starting how to learn how to say some basic words, fruits, happy, sad, hungry, sunny, rainy, and then they learn the alphabet, of course, and they learn phonics, which is very important. The sounds that letters make. And this is crucial in getting them to pronounce their R's and L's properly. Because if you start them later on, they're not going to be able to differentiate between the L's and R's, as you might know. They might say like galate, kare rice, and lemon. Not lemon, lemon. Do they show vertical or horizontal? They show it the same way as any map of Japan, I'd say, but with the distinction that Hokkaido. Yes, I did get through JET. Yeah. Yeah. What was I gonna say? With the Japanese maps include the two biggest Kuril Islands above Hokkaido as part of Japan, even though they're actually owned by Russia, and they used to be owned by Japan, but there's like this whole political dispute of ownership over those islands, and all of the world recognizes them as Russian except Japan. So there's that distinction. they don't react any differently, you know, because they've had foreigners teaching English to them for at least 10 years now in this town, so it's like an everyday occurrence. Would I recommend the JET program? I have a good friend looking at who wants to live in Hokkaido. I had no choice of going to Hokkaido. I wanted to go to Tokyo, or at least a big city, but you don't have any choice at all over where you're going, where you're going to be stationed at, and they don't really take into consideration just what sort of skills do you have to have for this job. Like for example, this post originally needed a lot of Japanese, like good Japanese that you could actually teach through Japanese, English through Japanese. But I could not do that. I was not good enough, and that was a big reason why I wanted to leave, because I was just not good enough for this job. Because I felt like someone like my predecessor should have been here, because he was pretty much fluent and he had a great connection with the students. So I just wanted to leave so that someone better than me could come in, you know, because I thought that maybe they looked at my resume and thought that my Japanese was better than it actually was. Turns out they don't really look at anything, because my successor has even worse Japanese, like beginner, and I have no idea how she's going to deal with it. I have lots of problems with the JET program, honestly, and I'd like to make a video about it once I get settled in Japan, about my experiences with the JET program. Probably going to be on my music channel though. And I'm gonna do teaching probably. I'm still looking for a job though. I don't like gorillas, no. Yeah, lots of people said I'm American, yeah. I mean, because I'm white, so it just makes sense. Got the best hope these kids ever had. You don't even get an education degree for JET, correct? No, you just need a university degree. But yeah, no education required. A casual job in Bunkyoku, Tokyo, if you want it. I'd like to move to Bunkyoku, actually. Maybe after our 2-year contract is over with this place. They're retarded, but don't really apply to leaving. No, I lose him. Yeah, the Irish teaching thing in Ireland. Yeah, that's a big problem. See you around, Ruff. Thanks for joining. White equals from England or America in Japan. Also, what was your degree? Applied linguistics, Japanese and Spanish. I do like Wes Anderson. Some stuff, yeah. Japanese subway experience. It's pretty cool. Pretty hectic, but very reliable. You're gonna move to Japan and get a cute Japanese waifu? I'm already in Japan, and I already have a cute Chinese waifu. It's Mr. Brownie. It's Mr. Brownie. Where'd you move from? I'm moving from Hokkaido to Tokyo. Nihoma? You plan to stay in Japan indefinitely? That's the plan, but it might change. My move to Japan, my move to China even. Christian Bartlett. I have not heard of that. No. Dating a Chinese wife in Japan is a dangerous game, isn't it, Gino? No. How many years of schooling do you need to go through to live your life? I just got regular schooling. It's nothing special. speak Chinese as well. I speak some things in Japanese. Jesus Christ, Chinese. I speak some words, some phrases, some very simple things. I'm learning. Make sure your children don't turn out like Elliot Roger. I'll try my best not to do that. Yeah. 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 I have no idea what that means. Remembers when Chris' parents found out he was stealing their money? That was fun. That was a fun time. Anything you don't like about teaching? I mean, the teaching that I did was not really teaching. I mean, there were some parts that were like teaching, but most of the time I was just an assistant teacher. Basically, most of my job, especially in elementary school, is just standing in the corner and saying things correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I read that in Chinese, I might get it. China's infrastructure is rapidly improving. I could never live there. Maybe Hong Kong. Around the mainland. I appreciate my Christian videos. Thank you. Make Tokyo send me a message. Someone I can fix it up with some casual work. Nice intended Eikaiwa. That'd be nice. It's true that Chinese and Japanese don't like each other. It depends on who you ask. But yeah, the older people definitely don't like the Japanese. I'm 25. Can you speak some Japanese for us? No. 我是 Gino. 我是男人. 好吃吗？不好吃。Oh boy, slam attack. To live with my parents? No. It's quite like a mainlander? No. Quarreling collegially? Young ladies. That's about the Tiananmen massacre that doesn't exist. Yeah, I showed that to my girlfriend and she had no idea that it existed. This was very surprised. But she said that, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy how, you know, that's what just doesn't exist in China. How big is that room? It's pretty big. It's like 6 tatami, I think. No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's maybe 8 tatami, actually. No, yeah, I'm seriously. She did not know anything happened. How many social credits does your GIF have? What does that even mean? Tatami is an official measurement in Japan. Yes, that's how you measure room size. It's by how many tatami mats are there. Okay, let me just get the camera out and let me show you around. Come do a trip with me. Here's my tatami mats. All my boxes. The outside world. Don't need that. Lots of boxes. My doors, they're not... It just popped out of my closet. And there you go. It's a pretty expansive room. Lots of boxes everywhere. Think? A Goofus is from China, yeah. I also wanted to do language teaching as main job aside from your artistic ventures. I mean, yeah, it's not bad, but of course I'd like to have my artistic ventures as the main source of income, as my Hokkaido Ben. I haven't experienced much Hokkaido Ben at all. I have not changed the Christian theme music at all. Minecraft mods. WeChat, yeah. More good boy points means you get better loan deals, and bad boy points not good. Yeah, yeah. Everyone pays by WeChat. Yeah, that's the thing. I know. Where goes thoughts on Taiwan? She wants to visit. Not much thoughts. No. How about suicide over there? Pretty bad. I mean, I haven't seen much, but I have seen some. When I was on a business trip in Tokyo in March or April, I think, and on my way back to our hotel, our train got hit by someone. So there was like a big long break. It was very stuffy inside. I was actually having a really, really bad sickness over me. I don't know what was happening, but I had a really bad temperature and I almost fainted and threw up over everyone. But yeah, I think I saw that. I think I saw a body bag as I left that train to get onto a different car. I think they moved everyone to cars further ahead so they don't have to witness all the splatter of this particular car. Am I friends with him? No, I'm not. I don't really have friends. I don't really see the point or the time. Just what are they so fucking sad about? Because Japanese life kind of sucks. The Japanese way of life more so than just life. We are your friends. Fiendship? Fatal incident, 3-hour delay, happens in Alaska 3 years ago. Depressing. The depressing plays beneath the cheery pop culture facade. Yeah. Thank you, by the way, Gino. Excellent content as always. Thank you, Joseph. Because the Japanese way of life, it's a collectivist culture rather than individualist. So what you do is for the betterment of your company, it's for the betterment of your country, of your family, and not for you. No one lives for themselves, and and they do work a lot, awful lots of overworking. They do say it's overworking, but the reality is that they just have to sit in the office and look busy until their boss leaves because they can't leave before the boss. Her before men, yeah. That's a thing too. No. You're still not talking about anime manga lots? They do, yeah. Some girls are really obsessed, like they see this whatever anime character and he's so dreamy, it's like ah, kawaii! What the fuck? A curse Yamaha. I don't know what Mew is. No, they don't know about Christian. Yatta desu ne? Thanks, Sam. See you around. Meet any weeaboos? No. I don't think so. This is very stressful. Yeah, it's stressful. Kawasaki Yeehaw. What is this happen? What is happening here? You ever have a movie day like kids watch a movie in English? That will never happen because I'm not in charge of the curriculum. I just follow the rules. What my lead teacher says. It doesn't affect me all that much, but this town used to have over 16,000 people back when it was a booming coal town back in the 50s or something. Now it's down to about 5,000, and the classes are getting smaller. The classrooms are too big now, so it's kind of depressing. My favorite YouTuber? I don't know. I don't watch too much anymore. But probably Captain Sparkles or PewDiePie. PewDiePie! The world's foremost Minecrafter. That's all my question. I'm gonna watch Party Team Christians. Yeah. Hey, stay around. That one fish from SpongeBob. Have fun with it. Apparently, it's a good one. So hope you enjoy. Classic Disney movies are popular in Japan. Yeah, just Disney in general. They're all crazy about Disney. I want to go to Disneyland and Disney Sea. Witness bullying. I actually didn't witness bullying, no. What's Japan smell like? Everything I ordered from Japan smells fishy. Yeah, there's lots of fish in Japanese food, so that makes sense. Great work with documentary. Thanks for taking the time out to do these streams. Hey, no problem, Nathan. See you around. How does Japan feel about live action remakes of Disney movies? I mean, that they kind of like them. They just consume everything. Best English movie to enjoy in general, or just to teach? I've not been to any of the Disney parks before. Is it not over there? I mean, it's okay. I live in a very small town in Hokkaido. I'm moving to Tokyo. Ace around, Morgan. Thanks for stopping by. I'll never tell my kids about Christian. Oh, that's a good one. I don't like lo-fi hip-hop now. What is happening? Pop Squawk Kid, Daddy Jane going to tell about legend. I mean, if they find out, they find out. It's no problem. An idea. Go around Tokyo and post signs to say if you don't have kids, you're gay, lol. Where's Pop Part 19 the best? It's pretty good. I mean, episode 19. I mean, episode 18, you mean. Cartoons that... I have no idea. I've never heard of King of the Hill in Japan. I don't know, like their, Idolish and whatever shit. I don't understand. I don't keep track. From Chinese eBay a while ago, received a free field mouse. I'm not up to much. Just packing, getting ready to move. Yes, Chris has had sex. Yeah. It was not great because it was just a point in Chris's life where it just wasn't that interesting to cover. The famous poem called Casey's Dad. Cheers. Later. See you around, Rando Master. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to Tokyo. Chungus. I'm gonna close up shop in about 4 minutes, so be prepared. I gotta make lunch now. More packing, more cleaning, and goddamn, gonna be a big couple of weeks coming up. Not yet, no. I love their eggs. I really make it myself boiled noodles and more egg thing they do over there. Yeah, they do that. They do like their eggs. Chris is not a virgin, no. Gonna head out. I'm looking forward to the episodes in the newest. Save move. Thank you, Hunter. I will. I'm not moving in with Chris. Sockness is moving in with Chris. Vagino Gino? No, there's some kids that call me Gino Samuel on YouTube. Yeah, siblings? I have one. You have Chris next door? I would not. Castlevania. Damn. I mean, I've visited Akihabara already a few times. I just like the lights. Chris hired a prostitute twice. That's how that happened. How much was it? Dan Snyder. Jenbro Samuel. Oh no. Goddamn. I do believe him when he says that, because after he had sex, he lost interest in sex. So I think it makes sense. I've not organized any work in Tokyo. I'm still looking. It's like a toilet paper roll on the back of Chris's neck. That's because he's hypersensitive and he doesn't want his necklace to touch his neck, so he has like I think it's a wrist warmer around there, because you can't. I mean, you kind of can get a toilet paper around that necklace, but it's easier with a wrist warmer. You can just like clip it on. I don't watch Kamen Rider. I don't watch anything, really. It's too sad, but I think it's fitting. Oh yes, perfect. Got 40 minutes. I mean seconds. So yeah, this will be about that. Hope you enjoyed part 18, and if you haven't yet, please do. Check out the links in the description for my music channel, my documentary channel, Patreon, and other sort of stuff. And I'll be moving, and hope I don't lose anything. I'll be setting up shop very soon in my new home in Tokyo, and I'll see you in about 2 weeks with part 19. Look forward to the father call and lots of all that neat old stuff. Hope you have a good week, good month, and just good life in general. Thanks again for your support and kind words, and checking this little ramble stream out. Thanks again. Bye.